Okay, so
I would just add, when if you start drafting these things, as a student in my department, it would make the most sense, but I think all of us would be happy to do it if you feel we'd be appropriate. And I gave them the same, 2 to 5 minute read that I figure I would give as a panelist, and just told them, I would give you a low score, and this is why, or I give you a high score. And I think that was very helpful to him as he was tailoring it. So, whatever field you're in, find someone who's been on a panel. And I know the office of Dr. McRae is also going to provide you very valuable information on this. But that's the kind of feedback you want. And I'll also tell you, even if you think, okay, there's no way I can get it, if you really feel that way, just applying, people knowing you apply, that just says something about how you view yourself. Even if you don't really view yourself that way because you just told yourself you don't think you can get it. But people who think they're good enough to apply, I mean, I may think just twice, if you just tell me in an application for something completely different, and I've got a pending, graduate fellowship. Okay, I want to look at this one a little bit closer. So there's a lot of advantages in doing it in just what you're going to learn about yourself and just the process. You're going to be a better person and a better applicant no matter where you end up going. I really believe that.
Yeah, a student told me that she was applying for it. I figured right away, in the class, she must be smart. So she thinks it's a good thing.
And also, if you are sitting here, you're thinking about the GRF, means you want to go for an academic career, most of you. And so a big component of an academic career is applying for grants. That's good stuff. And a good thing about applying for grant, what you have to always remember is to persevere. Because you apply for 10 grants to get one. And what you have to remember is never get discouraged. So a significant portion of the application are people who are applying for the second or for the third time. And sometimes it works much better because you receive feedback there. So don't take it as of course it's better to get the first time. But if it doesn't work, by no means stop there. You just continue. Perseverance is what makes these Nobel Prizes and winners after all. So just keep at it.
And remember, the number of awards will be doubled. This is what they told us. This year will be doubled, next year will be tripled, because Obama said this is highest priority for funding the future. So keep this in mind. There will be more of those awards in the coming year. So I think you should take advantage of this opportunity.
Also, by the way, there are some considerations that are aside from what we have told you now. There are geographical considerations, for instance, or the diversity consideration that are not in the power of the panelists, but are handled completely by the NSF. So, for instance, if you apply from the state of Arkansas, you have maybe a little margin more of chance to get one of these than if you apply from Massachusetts. Because there are more people applying for it and less people from Arkansas, relatively speaking. So this gives you an edge that I really advise you to apply. You have a much better chance than people in our party anyway, from that point of view.
You guys have any questions for us, for any of us?
We're all on campus, so you can ask any time. We're here now if you've got something now.
You said the awards are allotted this coming spring. What if you intend to begin grad school this coming spring if you're to graduate this fall?
If you graduate for BS, say it again, I'm not following.
The awards are allotted in the spring of 2011, right?
Yeah.
What if you begin grad school in the spring?
Remember, the senior, you can be senior, right? You can be first year graduate student. You can be first semester, second year graduate student. Or somebody who changes the major drastically. From left to right. Yeah.
Are those based on whenever you apply or whenever you get the award?
Where do you apply?
Whenever you apply.
If you are already in the school first year, you can apply.
Okay.
And you will be put in a deferred category.
Okay, it's always in the fall when you apply. What do you write down in the fall?
That minute of the submission.
That's handled by NSF. As a reviewer, we're just told, okay, this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. I say fine, they just keep reading. And the only thing that really in a panelist's mind is as we go up, we expect a little more. Level 1, okay, you give them a little more of a break on your proposed research. And then level 2, level 3, no journal papers. And that's, like I said, I'm pretty hard even on the level 1. Yeah. But level 2, level 3, I think everybody's...
Those are the grad students.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You're dead, right? Yeah. No papers as a grad student, you're not... You can't do it, right? So, any other questions? All right.
For the research experience, you mentioned publications, posters, presentations. What if we don't have publications, but we do have a good number of posters and presentations? Is that still part of our bibliography?
Yeah, you list them all, and you just play it up the best you can. Again, with me in particular, I'm looking for journal papers. But if you've got a bunch of stuff, I'll say, okay, that's not bad. And I'll tell you this, a lot of panelists will say, what is the availability of what you can do? So they just recognize some schools, how are they going to get a journal paper? Nobody's even doing research there. If that person has a poster, that's tremendous. Other schools are thinking, you got to be kidding me. You don't have a journal paper? You could have easily gotten one. Like if you're at Berkeley. You tell me the opportunity wasn't there, that you could have got involved in research. So there is that level of understanding. And so if you just kind of say, look, this was what was available to me. I did the best I could with the... A lot of people say, what have you done with the hand you were dealt? So if you can kind of phrase it that way, say, look, I did the best I could with the hand I was dealt, that's going to be reviewed very well. And a poster could be considered just great. Maybe not by me personally, but again,
I will consider it very good. In your undergrad
Presentations and posters.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
presentation, poster,
And it depends on the field. In my field, like the student of mine who got a fellowship, he had 3 journal papers. So I may be a little harsh in terms of my bias there, but I'm thinking this guy could do it. It's just with me. I mean, I didn't exactly push him hard. He just, if you go up to someone and say, hey, I'd like to be involved in the paper. Is there something we could work on that might lead to a paper? If anyone came to me saying that, I'd find a way to get you involved where it would lead to a paper, as long as you're putting in some work. So if you don't have one, I just wonder, okay, you didn't care enough to ask. But again, other fields, the chemistry, and when I do the bio one, I got to be careful because that's now, I don't really have a good sense of what is considered good there. And so, but also keep in mind, if there's 3 reviews and I'm the low one, we talk.
average you.
And then I listen to them and they say, oh, that's a great poster. You don't understand. I go, okay, I'll raise my score. I'm flexible. But I got to be convinced.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much for coming, and we are here anytime. Please come to our offices and ask us.